So this may not look like a snare drum, but it makes a pretty cool sound. Ooh, nice. I thought it'd be fun to capture that sound and turn it into an actual snare drum sample that I can use in beat making, music production. So I wanted to go over a little bit of a process of how to take a sound like this that has some character and turning it into a really useful sample. So here we've got a little groove I put together using the snare we're about to make. And also I'm using the original sample, which sounds like this, as the hi-hat. And so here's this loop I made. All right, so here we have the unedited sample. This is what it sounded like coming straight out of the mic. This is an Audio-Technica AT3035, about a foot away from the bug zapper. And it doesn't actually sound as cool as it did when I just had a cell phone video. Probably because it's a much cleaner recording, and some of what made it sound so cool and so much like a snare drum was actually the room, the amount of room sound. So I figured that kind of fattening this sound up and giving it some reverb and then resampling that is going to give us a cool sound. So what I'm going to first do is basically want it to have more of a bottom end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this track. I'm going to copy and paste that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transpose this one down in 1 octave. And I'm going to transpose the other one down 2 full octaves. So now we've got some bottom on there. Getting the reverb right is what's going to make this sound like a drum. So I have a bus set up. These 3 channels are all sending to this channel called verb. And I've got some reverb on there. That's kind of cool. I like that. So now what I want to do is sample this right back into Logic. So I'm going to have the output here go straight to bus 2, and as you can see, this has our dry and wet. I'm going to turn the dry all the way up so that this channel actually has the full signal of all 3 of these. I'm sending that to bus 2. I'm going to call this the bounce, and we need an audio track for that to go to. Call that bounce. And the input is going to be bus 2. So our reverb, including the dry signal, is now going to record into there. Just to get a starting point, I'm going to throw the snare top. Okay, so this is actually pretty loud. You know, I want some more bottom end. And I'm going to duplicate this again. And drop that down an octave. Two octaves, why not? There we go. So that's too much. Let's just take it down a fifth. There we go. And let's take this down to a 1 shot. There we go. So play around with this a little bit. So we are getting pretty good output levels. I mean, it's clipping basically. So we might want to limit this a little. Let's play with the speed, get this pumping a little more. So I'm going to keep that attack in there. So I like that. Now, what if I want this to chop off a little more? So I'm going to resample this now. Record. There's my sample. That's going to be my finished sample. I'm going to pull up an instance of Sampler, and I'm going to pull in the finished file, and I'm going to put it on C#. Select that zone, and we're going to pull the start time right up to the top. We also want it to be a 1 shot. Yeah, so maybe not an all-purpose snare sound, but this is just a way to take a sound that has some character and turn it into something kind of cool. Maybe use it in some weird project. Anyway, I hope somebody finds this video useful or inspirational. If you do something interesting with a similar technique, or if you have any questions about the process, feel free to leave a comment below. If you're interested in more creative music production videos, please make sure to like and subscribe. It means a lot and it helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching.